Your beliefs become your results. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I want to talk again today. This is our third video on reflecting back on Atomic Habits by James Clear. Really interesting book, and I just want to point out some things from this book. Whether you've read it yet or not, I'm hoping to encourage you to read it just by telling you a little bit, just some bits and pieces that stood out for me that I found really interesting. And this chapter is a really good one. He says this is the second chapter. He's talking about how your habits shape your identity and vice versa. That's the title of the chapter. And he says that there's a bunch of good stuff about this because identity is one of those things that it's tough to kind of wrap your mind around. But if you think of identity as being kind of the sum of your beliefs, of who you think that you are, basically. And he says that the problem with attempting to change habits is that you go at it the wrong way, is that you're trying to change an outcome versus change the cause that creates the outcome, and that identity and your belief system is really the starting point of your outcomes, of what you end up with in life, of your results. That if you realize that, then all you have to do is adjust your beliefs, and then you can adjust your results. And obviously there's something that affects that too, right? But he says changing our habits is challenging for two reasons. We try to change the wrong thing, and we try to change our habits in the wrong way. And we try to change the wrong thing. This is how he kind of shows it, this 3 layers of behavioral change. This talking about, the core being identity, and then going out from there, and that affecting your processes, and that affecting your outcome. And if you can help affect the identity, you can help change the outcome. He says, behind every system of actions are a system of beliefs. I mean, that's really true across the board, right? I mean, if you're just talking about a business, and which is what we talk about on here a lot, because I'm a business investor, so I discuss the concepts of business. Even a business system is based at its core on a system of beliefs. And it's a system of beliefs of the people that put the system into place. And it's a system of beliefs of the executives and people who continue to have the system going. And if they don't understand that, if you purchase a business and you purchase the systems, you got to realize you're purchasing the beliefs that created those systems. So you better know what those are, and either have agreement with them or be willing to change the systems based on your own beliefs. In other words, the principles. I always talk about, tactics, strategies, and principles. Principles are the core, and that affects the strategies, which then affect the tactics. It's the same idea. The principles is the belief system. He says a behavior that's incongruent with the self will not last. You may want more money, but if your identity is someone who consumes rather than creates, then you'll continue to be pulled towards spending rather than earning. See, it's all in how you view yourself, and you go on. He's got some pretty good stories in here about that, and about how you talk about yourself, about how you view yourself, and simple, subtle differences can make the biggest difference in how you view yourself. Here's the action steps that he lays out, though. He said the 2-step process for fixing this. Number 1, decide the type of person you want to be. And number 2, prove it to yourself with small wins, which is the process of building up these mini habits, these miniature habits, these small little tiny steps forward, and just taking it just enough to where it requires such little willpower that you're able to affect it on a daily basis, or however long period of time that you wish. But the day-to-day thing is, I think, one of the most common when people are looking at building up new habits. It's got to be based on your identity, or where you want your identity to be, and it's got to have that core to it. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. He says it also happens in reverse, though. Your habits affect your identity. So if you have a bad habit, you'll identify with that bad habit. And if you can create a good habit, you can help you can help change how you view yourself, change your identity into being something completely different. He says, quite literally, you become your habits, which I think is a pretty exciting thing if you realize that there's a science behind changing your own habits. It's not just tooling around with your own brain or hypnotizing yourself. There's something beyond that. There is a process by which the brain functions, and all you got to do is understand what that process is, and you can make a huge difference in your own life if you could just step out of your own way. That's the trick that we're all trying to do, right? So hopefully that's helpful to you. That's just my quick review of chapter 2 from Atomic Habits. I'm going to be going on. I don't know if I'm going to cover every single chapter, but I'm going to cover some of the major points that hit me. That was that idea of identity, I thought was good because it played into some other concepts I already had realized about how beliefs affect everything that we do, and that you really have to know what your beliefs are, because you have them whether you think you do or you don't. You do. That there's something there. If you're a complete atheist, you know that you believe that way. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's what you think about what you think that you are is what matters, and that can change your whole destiny if you just know, if you're just aware of it. Awareness is really, I think, a major key to habit building. So that's all I've got for today. Habits affect all of business, and if you're really looking to change the strategies, the systems of what you have, and you're not really sure which way to take it, I've got some ideas here. 9 ways to Amazon-proof your business. These are strategies to help make you completely competition-proof, and also makes business a whole lot of fun, in my personal opinion. 9 ways to Amazon-proof your business. You can get a free copy at AmazonProofBook.com. That's all I have for tonight. You have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.